force, all a part of Rugby 7's World Series action. No place for the timid. Great matches so far today, and the U.S. still with another one. A little bit later on, they'll take on Samoa, one of the top teams in the world. That great third overall in the world, the Samoans, and a great powerhouse in Rugby 7's. But got Wales and Uruguay up next as the world has come together here in Vegas. Terry Gannon back with Dave Sitton. And it is a crowd unto its own. They've been here for the last 4 or 5 days, really, because we've had high school tournaments, college tournaments, everybody in town this week for rugby.
It's been all over the place. So we saw shots earlier of the downtown parade in Las Vegas on Fremont Street. The Fremont Street Experience on Thursday night. The place was packed, and all the teams, all the nations represented coming through there. The locals were delighted.
You had a great line last night. You said rugby is to sports like the Marines are to the armed services. You want them to have a little edge.
Yes, that's exactly right. I got that from one of my friends who spent a career in the Marine Corps.
Now, speaking of other sports, and football, obviously, this is the sport that gave rise to football. Some of the great names, though, in the history of football. Pete Dawkins, the Heisman Trophy winner from Army, great rugby player as well.
Well, you were talking about 15-a-side. This is what we do for 7's. We take away 8 other players. We leave the props on board. Prop, hooker, prop from 15-a-side. Get rid of the locks and the flankers. Scrum half is correct. You have a fly on the center and a wing.
And Dawkins would throw it overhand, just like a forward pass on that lineout. Get out of the field and join Marty right now.
Well, Terry, a scare for the Kiwis there. Tim Mickelson scored 1 try in that game. How big was that yellow card, and how did that change the game on the field?
Yeah, you know, they're going well, and it's always tough to play Kenya. You know, they're a fit team, they'll go all day, and got a lot of support here, so having them down to 6 was huge advantage here in the end.
Yeah, what did Coach say to you at halftime to turn things around?
Said we're just got to be stronger into contact. We were getting isolated, and they were hitting the racks and getting turnovers, so said we're just got to be stronger, and our support play's going to be better.
All right, the Kiwis survived, Terry.
Yeah, no mistakes in the second half. They allowed Kenya to hang around for a while, but then pulled away late in that match. So New Zealand with the upper hand in their pool. And again, don't forget, today is about pool play. Getting out of your pool as one of the top 2 teams to have a chance to play tomorrow for the Cup, which is the overall prize. There are other prizes in rugby every weekend, like the plate and the bowl and the shield, but you want to play for the Cup.
Right now, those other plates and the shields and the bowls are just other ways to express how many points you win in the competitions that result after day 1.
All right, set to go. Uruguay taking on Wales, and Wales, the more experienced of the 2, number 7 right now in the overall rankings. Uruguay going to kick it right back.
Reece Jones was the sweeper back for Wales. He scored a try in their first outing against Kenya earlier today. And the Welsh moving right down after the Uruguayans, so shut out by New Zealand 40-0.
Gareth Davis off to Alex Walker now. And the whistle.
Tackled, release.
Ball was held in the tackle, a penalty against the Welsh.
You tackled, you must release.
So the referee gives the reminder that the ball goes to the deck and you're held, you must release it.
Wales, a team that won a World Cup back in 2009 in 7's in Dubai. A bit of a shocking win.
Yeah, Wales before then, they didn't have enough money for their rugby union to operate a 7's program. Then they came in and won in Dubai the Melrose Cup, named after the origination of 7's out of Scotland, and then they've pretty much been quiet since then. Let's take a look at this lineup. Great shot. Ball must travel right down that tunnel. The Welsh shot first, and the throw over everybody, but the throw occurred with the jumpers early, so it's going to be a penalty against the Welsh. Free kick to the Uruguayans. And the Welsh have to retire 10 meters so they can restart play.
When you say free kick, too, you're going to kick it to yourself. You're not kicking it to the other team right there.
You could if you wanted, but I wouldn't advise it.
Probably wouldn't be a good thing.
Yeah, your coach is probably going to say something to you.
Uruguay on the attack now, although coming backwards to this side, trying to set something up, get a little space. Echeverry, trying to Echeverry can't go anywhere, but hands off. Martinez now, they work the other way.
Now, Uruguay, a very capable team. They become a pretty good rival to the United States in this Cup of the Americas as they qualify for World Cup play in 15-a-side. Argentina, of course, is the big monster in the world.
Uruguay, the great unknown, really. Maybe that pass taken away by Wales, barely holding on.
There was a knock-on. Now, really, we saw an intentional knock-on. That was unintentional, and as a result, it'll be a scrum into Wales.
Scrum.
The way to restart play after an infringement, not a major penalty.
On your opponent, please. Bondi or him?
Throwing the ball
Bondi
is an improvement.
Crouch. Touch. Pause. Engage.
Rugby's got some great sounds to this game, you know that, Dave?
Sure do, and that's a relatively recent development where the referees control the engagement of the scrum, and that's purely a safety issue.
Andrew Lees from Australia, the referee.
Watch this game in action. When you look at scrums, you wonder how sophisticated they are very sophisticated. How the three players in this rugby union are assembled.
Derek Davis behind his back, over his shoulder to Pugh, who now gets it to a teammate. Evans going to take it in, and Von Evans, but as is often the case in rugby, the man who takes it in did the least amount of work. They got him there.
Well, it's 6 setting up the 7th score. Now, what is the brilliance of this try that you're going to see? Watch the touchdown here by Mr. Evans. Is the fact that Welsh were running in pursuit. You know, like basketball, you don't have the ball in your hands the whole time. It's how good a player you are without the ball in your hands. The Welsh did a great job at support that time, getting in position to take the pass. Let's watch him. We're going to come into play. Look at that. Wow. Target.
That's a beautiful pass.
Yeah.
But it all started with the Walter Payton stiff arm right here. Get out of my way.
Yeah, Garrett Davis, who doubles as a karaoke singer when he's not on the rugby pitch.
So I hear. I think there are a few places in town here in Vegas that got stopped. Uruguay trying to get something operating to get out of their own area, number one. So if you make a mistake, it's not going to come back to haunt you right away.
And that's exactly what happens. Make a mishandle. As you mentioned, the Welsh with a bit more experience. They've not had a great deal of success on the overall tour, but against an emerging nation like Uruguay, you can see some of the heritage of Welsh rugby, and that's sensational.
Federico Fabio, the bottom of that
12 came in from the offside position, so it's a major penalty. Quick tap by the Welsh, and here comes an opportunity for them.
Kevin Groves gets it off to Evans, who just scored the last try in the move to the outside. Reece Jones will not be able to get to the sticks, but he gets in for the 5. So Jones putting Wales on the board once again.
Reece had a try against Kenya as well. So his second of the competition this weekend. As you mentioned, the Welsh with a commanding 12-0 lead. Uruguay's really not had a sniff of success yet with the ball in their hands. Don't forget, they kicked away their first possession. I think that was a symbol of how this game might go.
Kicked away their first possession. They kicked into touch a couple of times. Just trying to get it out of their own territory. Up and good for the second conversion. Last match we saw New Zealand and Kenya. Nobody could kick one through the uprights.
Had a magnetic field between the sticks up there. The ball was not allowed through, but that was a fine conversion.
Behind the line.
Well, Wales so far. Try score. He's the kicker as well, Reece Jones. And he drop kicks the restart.
They're going to kick it again, Uruguay, down the field just to get out of that area.
We're thinking Reece Jones was tired after the previous try. Not so. Here he comes.
Slinging it sideways. One down. That's a tough tackle. Yeah, at the touchline.
Must be behind the mark. Throw behind the mark.
He came in, Yvonne did, the #1 Welsh scorer with 65 points so far this year. The big hit that time. Unfavorable. Federico. after the hooter, and they're going to pay for it.
Davis.
Yep.
Can he get there? Yep, he does. It's in the corner, but that's another try.
Terry, it's remarkable the more you watch these tournaments, how many times you hear the hooter and a team makes a mistake and immediately there's a try. All the Uruguayans would have had to do is catch it, kick it in the touch. The half is over, but they threw that long throw in, went to the Welsh, and Gareth Davis just ran it all the way in.
He never scored.
It's a catch-22, though, if you're behind, isn't it, Dave? Because you're trying to take some chances because you have to make a comeback, but the more you take, the more it comes back to haunt you.
Seems that way. Now, this would be the ultimate conversion here for Mr. Reeves. This is as far away as you can get.
Hence the wide right.
Yeah, but I'm not going to. It's a tough effort.
Wales dominant in the first half. 7 more minutes to go when we come back.